Love it. Hi. I'm starting this video in a parking lot because I'm working on a new project at my parents' house. My mom really likes the headboard that I installed in our bedroom, and they want a little accent wall where this dining table is, so I'm gonna do it for them. My plan is to kind of keep this on the cheap because right now they're putting in an ensuite bathroom in their bedroom, so I want to save them as much money as I can. Plus, the price of lumber is so insane right now, so doing this with 1x2s like I did in our bedroom would be like a bajillion dollars.
That's tea, actually.
So after doing a ton of research to come up with something with a similar vibe, I found these fluted planks. They're pretty much the same thing at a fraction of the cost since they're MDF. But they're also on clearance, so that's what I'm gonna go with. I already measured the width of the wall to see how many planks I need, which is 25. So I just loaded all those up into the truck, and now I'm gonna head over there to get this little accent wall started.
Other people's places with Brew City builds.
I started by measuring the height from the top of the baseboard to the ceiling. I wanted to see if there were any variations from one side to the other, but it was pretty level all the way across, which never happens. Once I had all those measurements, I marked the planks. Then I cut all of them down with a chop saw to the right size. After all those were cut, I got to work on getting them painted. Since these planks are fluted, there's a lot of little nooks and crannies, so I used a paintbrush to really get in there. Then I used a 6-inch smooth surface roller on the top for a nice clean finish. I did 2 coats of the color Noir by Valspar and an eggshell finish, so it had a little sheen, but not too much. This took a while to get this part done with how many I had to paint, plus all the detail on those planks. That was tedious, but I like the paint color. I thought it would be better to go with a super dark charcoal rather than just like a giant black wall. They have a lot of great black accents in here, but still too much white, so I think this wall is going to make it all come together. I had to let the planks sit inside for 72 hours to acclimate once the paint was dry, but now that that's done, I can finally get them installed. I put a little liquid nails on the ends in the middle of each plank since not all of them would be attached to studs, and I made sure that everything was super level from the start. Then I attached the planks to the wall with my nail gun. I used 1.5-inch 18 gauge nails for this. I did 2 at the top, 2 in the middle, and 2 at the bottom to secure it. I had to cut a hole for the power outlet, so I did that with a jigsaw, and then I just kept installing the planks. I gotta say, this was the easiest install. I kept checking every 4 or 5 planks to make sure everything was staying level. I knew I was gonna have to cut down the last one to fit in that corner, so I measured how wide it needed to be and cut it down on the table saw. My dad wanted to get involved, so he helped. It was a perfect fit, so I attached it. From there, I filled all the holes with some wood filler. And once that dried, I did a little wet sand with a slightly damp sponge. You can do this with sandpaper, but I like how this way doesn't make a dusty mess. Then it was a final coat of paint with that smooth surface roller. Okay, the wall is in. What do we think?
Mediocre.
Cool. I convinced my parents that they needed some new dining chairs and they caved and got some, so once I finish putting these together, I'm gonna put everything else back in its spot. I would love to build a custom table for this wall, but for now, this one's good. The artwork is definitely popping against that black. And these new chairs on the ends are so much more the vibe. The one thing that my dad did ask for was a light in this corner, so I got this cute pendant light from IKEA that flows with the rest of the stuff that they already have in here. And last but not least, my mom's plant. All right, this little project is done. Let's take a look. That was fun. I know this video was pretty short, but there's really only so much I could say about a wall, you know? Overall, I think I did pretty good on saving my parents some money on this project. I spent just under $300 on all the building materials and the paint. That also includes the new pendant light and the dining chairs. The dining chairs are what took me over budget. Either way, the accent wall makes a big impact in the room, and I definitely think it elevates the vibe a bit. And my parents really like it, so that's what matters. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or you want to let me know what you think, feel free to leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, and all that other stuff if you feel like it. And I'll see you soon. Bye.